Okay, now we're going to use these colors to color these stones. And typically what I like to do is break up the stones. For instance, I'm going to color these two, sandalwood and cream. And then maybe this big one, I'm going to do sunrise, sable, and seafoam. And then the smaller one over there, I'll do with the primo clay and pine nut. It mixes it up really nice, makes it look very natural. I've got a sponge here that's barely damp. And I've got a resin and water mix. This is the resin 221 that we made the antique from, that we mixed into the grout that we use for a primer. It's used for a lot of different things. Here we're going to use it to modify these colors a bit to help them stick. So I'm going to take my sponge and just barely dip it in like this. And then I'm going to shake it off most all the way so it's barely damp. I don't want much on there. And then I'm going to use these colors, just dump them into the lid. And then I'm going to use the sponge to pick up some of the color. So I'm just picking up some of the color, and then I'm going to rub it on as a highlight. And just pick up some of the texture. I don't want it really uniform, and I don't want it over the top of the whole thing. I'm just looking for picking up some of the natural colors. We go with that one. And then we're going to do a little bit of sandalwood on, let's just say this one. This is a dark brown color. And then our last primary color we're going to use, this is primo clay. Usually I use it on the smaller stones. It's a pretty vibrant color. And then you can see it's kind of a natural looking reddish color. Okay, and then over the top of the sunrise, we're going to go with sable, which is a light gray. See, it starts to bury a little bit of the orangey color. It's kind of starting to look real nice and natural. The gray is very light. Any of the really light colors become much more translucent when they dry up, so we got to recognize that now. Go a little heavier than we would think. And then over the top of the sandalwood, we're going to use cream, which again is a very light color, so we have to make it so that it has more on than we think we're going to need. Then on the clay, we're going to go with a color called pine nut, which is a kind of a beigey color. Just a little bit of that on there. And to finish it off, on top of the sunrise and the sable, we're going to use what's called seafoam, and it's a kind of a turquoise color. It gives you a really nice patina effect, so it looks like it could have some natural coppers in it. Let me just pick up a little bit of that here and there. Should give you a really nice look. And then these colors are really going to pop when we seal it, but you can see that it looks terrific already.